You did it this morning before you even got out of bed, before you spoke a word, before you drank water, before your eyes had fully adjusted to the light. You reached for it. And the strangest part is you probably had no idea you were doing it. Your hand just moved, like it already knew where to go. Most people assume this is a willpower problem, a you problem. But the real answer is far stranger. Because what happens in your brain every time you pick up that phone has almost nothing to do with the phone at all. It started millions of years before the screen existed. Your brain is not a modern machine. It thinks like something that spent 200,000 years trying not to get eaten. And that ancient survival system is still running inside you right now. It was built to scan, constantly, obsessively, a rustle in the grass, a shadow at the tree line, a face that looks different than it did yesterday. Your ancestors who paused the scan didn't survive as often. The ones who kept scanning did. And they passed that restless, watchful brain down to you. Every notification is a rustle in the grass. Every new post is a shadow at the tree line. Your brain does not distinguish between a text from a friend and a sound from a predator. It registers both as information, and information to the brain that built you is survival. This is not a metaphor. This is neuroscience. When something uncertain is about to be revealed, your brain releases dopamine. Not when the reward arrives. Before it arrives. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. That is the myth. Dopamine is the wanting chemical. Neuroscientist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan spent years proving that the wanting system and the liking system are completely separate circuits. The wanting never turns off just because the liking was satisfied. You get the reward and still want more, immediately, because wanting is the ancient engine, and it was never designed to stop. The variable reward schedule is not an accident. Psychologist B.F. Skinner demonstrated this with pigeons in the 1950s. Unpredictable levers got pressed far more obsessively than predictable ones. Certainty made them calm. Uncertainty made them frantic. Every scroll is a lever pull. Most of the time, nothing. Occasionally something, rarely something great. And your brain cannot stop pulling. You are also searching for social information. Who responded? Who is angry? Who changed? This is not vanity. Your ancestors lived in groups of roughly 150 people, and every relationship mattered. The brain that tracked social signals survived. Now put that brain inside a world where it can monitor 500 million people simultaneously with updates every few seconds. The brain does not say this is too much, it says, finally. Researcher Dar Meshi and colleagues at Freie Universität Berlin found that brain regions responding to social feedback on screens were identical to those responding to real-world social approval. The brain did not know the difference. A digital, like registered, as genuine human validation, and the absence of that, like registered, as threat. You check the phone first thing in the morning because the night created a gap. Hours with no information. For a prehistoric brain, that gap is dangerous, so it wakes up already scanning. And the phone fills the gap faster than anything else in history. The people with the most control over their attention are not the people with the most willpower. They are the people who understand the machinery. Psychologist Larry Rosen at California State University found that awareness alone changes behavior. The brain does not respond to commands. It responds to understanding. Here's the twist. The most powerful moment is not the check itself. It is the 1 second before, the moment you feel the pull and you recognize what is creating it. That pause is the entire gap between you and the ancient brain running you. That recognition does not stop the wanting, but it stops the wanting from being you. Your phone is not the enemy, it is a mirror. It shows you exactly what kind of brain you are carrying. a brain that is spectacular at surviving, so hungry for information that it turned a piece of glass and metal into the most compelling object in human history. This morning, before you spoke a word, before your eyes had adjusted to the light, your hand reached for it. Now you know it was never really about the phone. It was the ancient scan, still running, still searching, still keeping you alive in a world it was never built to understand.